है ना? हेलो मोटे बाहर आ जा, बाहर आ जा, तेरे गाँव आ गए हैं, बाहर आ जा। Oh God. That's because you don't have it. I know. Money. Got it. I feel like it. सारे बीच में बढ़ रहे हैं, कोई इधर तमीज़ नहीं है गाड़ी चलाने की किसी को। वो देख पीछे से आके अंदर बढ़ रहा है, ये कहाँ से बढ़ रहा है इधर अंदर। America, the land of opportunity for corporations, built on the backs of slaves and countless genocides around the globe. This country is none like any other. Whether it's the greatest country in the world is up for political debate, but for travelers, this is hands down the greatest country for road trips. In my 8 years in the US, I've explored 42 states, had more than 300,000 miles of road trips, and countless unforgettable experiences. Now, I'll be sharing with you one of the longest and most exciting road trips across the country, a full loop from coast to coast and back, with more than a month on the road, an experience that will take us through some of the most incredible landscapes and cities in the world. Join the Khanabadosh Boys as we travel from one of the largest supervolcanoes to the deepest canyons on Earth, from bustling cities to roaring waterfalls and desolate peaks, from alpine lakes to the most iconic coastlines in the world. Subscribe and become a member of our community of travel enthusiasts, our Khanabadosh Kafila, and tag along for a journey of a lifetime, the Great American Road Trip. We're on a coast-to-coast road trip across the US, and today we're heading from Boston to New York City. But my mom found out I was on a cross-country trip and we had reached the East Coast, so she told me I had to go visit my cousins from her side of the family. This was going to be my first time going to Rhode Island. It's the smallest state in the US, and nothing could have prepared me for what we're about to witness here. Apart from ranches and a few mansions in very select neighborhoods, big houses just aren't that common in the US, so I was surprised to see an entire state littered with mansions and massive houses as far as the eye could see. ये घर देखो यार, ये कौन सी साइड है फैमिली की? अपन को तो नहीं मालूम। अपन को तो नहीं मालूम। ये घर देखो, इधर देखो, लेफ्ट ये घर देखो, वो सामने घर देखो, ये कहाँ पे है? ये घर देखो, एक मेंशन बनी है पूरी। ओए 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 ओए, हैवी सी यार, हर घर मेंशन है। Linked up with my cousins I was meeting for the very first time, and I was genuinely glad to have met them. Incredibly nice people. We had some food, played a game of pool, and then got back on the road to head to New York City. हम आए हैं न्यू यॉर्क. We arrived at New York maybe 10-20 minutes ago, but we still got an hour and a half to pick up Pablo, and it's only 20 miles. This is one of the reasons I hate coming to this city. It's got the worst traffic and the worst roads ever. Potholes deeper than most graves. A perfect recipe for disaster for unsuspecting drivers. Thankfully, we're in a Toyota that eats potholes for breakfast. The tires are another story though. We've come to pick up our close friend who left a peaceful life in Oregon for this miserable shithole of a city.
बाहर आजा तेरे गाँव आ गए हैं बाहर आजा
आप सुनाए क्या हाल चाल है
The Don has taken us to a Dera restaurant in Queens for some lunch. Pakistani restaurant with authentic Pakistani food. We live in the whitest state ever, so we don't get a lot of options for food like this. So moments like these are truly special. You can tell there's a huge Pakistani community here because they even have pan. Of course, in true New York fashion, it's inside a phone accessories shop. After a nice reunion lunch, we're finally heading to the places you see in movies that make you wish you lived in New York. But I'll let you know now, it's all a scam. Most of this city smells like piss and puke because the walls and ground are literally covered in it. There are rats the size of dogs here, gangs and an array of criminal activity, subways that are cesspools, crackheads and homeless people, police that are worse than the criminals, rooms the size of a small closet that are more expensive than my entire house with a huge backyard in Oregon. But hey, at least it looks pretty on camera and it still beats anything in Texas. Alright, I will say this. New York City at night is a million times better than during the day because, well, you can't see the nastiness all that clearly. Yeah, this city is full of problems that make me want to move to the mountains and never leave. But it also has the most diverse communities in the whole world. People from all around the world come here to visit or live and make it in the big city. As a result, the food scene in the city is unmatched. Plus, there are countless activities to do here. You could spend your whole life exploring New York City and you still wouldn't be able to see it all. Now, it's time to walk around the city and check out the sights. Regardless of my issues with New York, the city does have a vibe. Even I can't deny, it has its moments.
ये व्यू है.
I've walked around Times Square and I've driven through it, and honestly it's just a bunch of digital billboards, so we're just gonna drive through this time. No need to waste time finding parking to look at the lights. Everyone wants to come here, but I guess to be fair, I'm not a city guy. I feel this way in any city I visit. Big cities have huge populations and big city problems. I hate most people and try to go far away into nature to escape the matrix. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't visit New York. People are attracted to megalithic structures and feats of engineering, and pretty lights are always nice to look at. I think it's worth a visit at least once in your lifetime, but once is good enough to be honest. Unfortunately, we know people here, so anytime we visit the East Coast, we do have to come here.
हैं? सारे बीच में बढ़ रहे हैं. कोई इधर तमीज़ नहीं है गाड़ी चलाने की किसी को. वो देख पीछे से आके अंदर बढ़ रहा है. ये कहाँ से बढ़ रहा है इधर अंदर. तेरी ठीक है जी. वो आगे से यहाँ पे मर्ज हो रही है एकदम से. क्या मजाक चल रहा है.
New York has the same driving rules as Pakistan, which is basically do whatever the fuck you want. We even saw a fucking rickshaw on Times Square. As much as I shit on New York City, this trip was actually pretty fun. Gun to my head, yeah, I'd visit again. Can't say the same for Texas though.